All right, what's happening? This is reactions from the pier. Um, that's exactly where we headed to right now. Torpedo. So, one of my favorite piers. That's where we're headed to. Huge fight last night. Terrence Bud Crawford, and Canelo Alvarez. I got a lot of respect for Canelo Alvarez. He didn't show he got a chin on him. When I mean he got a chin on him, he took some shots that wow. I think he was even surprised about. Um, as far as how the fight went, they were, I don't want to say evenly matched because that kind of takes away the hard work that they put in, both of them. They stuck to their game plan. I say that much. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. That's just the way it is. Even in a race, somebody's going to come first. Even if they're side by side, let the race keep going then. As long as it's further, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. Just the way it is. I don't think either man beat up the other man. No, I don't think it was that. If you judge it like that, you know, it's easy to judge something wrong. The game plan. If you're there to do a game plan and you're set to do a game plan, how many times you hit this person 10 times here, things like that, you know, you're specific on your game plan. That's where I see a big difference. Again, there's a difference between a brawler and a fighter. Somebody who brawls, he just swinging for the fence. One of his punches connect, it could be night-night. Again, Terrence Crawford is a different kind of fighter. He'll break you down. It's not necessarily just throwing for the fence. It's actually breaking you down. Terrence Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. I think Terrence Crawford had a certain game plan as far as the entire game plan, as far as the direction to move, to stay going to somebody specific power hand, to where if they were going to throw a power shot, if the person was too close, they wouldn't be able to wind up. So I think Terrence really, he stuck to his game plan. Canelo Alvarez stuck to his game plan too, but it was more of a relaxed game plan. More of a kind of, I'm gonna throw a jab out there, see what you're made of. That's how his game plan started. Rather than Terrence Crawford's came out as, you throw a punch and I'm gonna return a punch right back at you, if not 3 or 4. So when Canelo Alvarez, you know, kind of came out, you know, kind of with a slow start, you know, let me see what you're made of. It was, oh, that's the way you want. That's the way you want to. All right, you serious? This is a serious game. Okay, do that again. All right, let's go. It got serious like that. Regardless, you know, neither man, like I said, went down, but it got serious. Championship fights and stuff like that, you know, that's what it's supposed to be. Exactly how it went down. I don't necessarily like the fact that it came down to judges, but on the other hand, if neither man really went down or took a real took a knee, even that much, because one man knows, okay, you kind of, you getting me right now. That's when you even start backing up. You can tell all those things. Terrence never even had a point where he was just backing up to back, like he was just scared. It was a game plan. When I back up, I'm gonna back up, but I'm even back up in this direction because I'm backing up for your one hand. As soon as you throw it, I'm throwing. It's about to go down. One of us about to go to sleep, but I'm ready for it. I gotta respect that, you know, anything. Same with Canelo. Well, I think there was a couple times when Canelo kind of woke up, like, oh, you want to play like that? A couple of points where I had to look at Terrence like, okay, that's that I'm him moment, and Canelo, you gonna have to take it back. Take back the I am, you know, then flex on him like, and even when there was a flex, you know, man to man. You know, there's a respect there. That it is what it is, and you can tell because Bud is the kind of person. If you talk head, especially after the fight, he gonna remind. What was you saying? What was you saying? You know, that type of thing. The respect level that I think, at least I give Canelo. I don't know if Terrence gives it to him, but I give it Canelo. You know, he came out there and he fought the best. He didn't duck. He didn't run. He wanted Terrence and. It went down and he fought Terrence straight up, and it wasn't no bully, low blow, head bunt, dirty type fight. It was a straight, you know, let's see who counts sheep first and do it the right way, not like a coward. Not with no low blow, I'm gonna hit you, you know, between your legs and then try to knock you out type. I'm gonna head punch you, that's how I'm gonna come in, and when you go to protect your chin, I'm gonna just throw a haymaker. It was two men really handling business with respectful rules, you know. Remind me of the olden days when somebody put out a glove and went up and slapped somebody. That Charlie Murphy story. I challenge you to a duel. Somebody had to go after that. It was a gunfight. Bang, bang. I give it to Terrence. Terrence got my hats off. He won the championship. Hats off to Canelo, even though he didn't win. I don't look at it as he got beat up or nothing like that. He just wasn't the victor of that day. So, you know, hats off to both of those men. Both of them men put up a fight, and it's one of them fights that real boxers, real fighters will appreciate for a long time. Again, I'm gonna be watching that fight for the next maybe week or two, just breaking things down, just admiring the things that Canelo was doing once he kind of woke up in mid-fight. That's something I admire about any fighter. The guy who played Spawn, I think his name is Michael Jai White. Hopefully I don't butcher his name. If I did, no disrespect, my guy. But the guy who played Spawn, that guy, he actually is a really good fighter. He doesn't have those championship fights because he doesn't fight like that. He just does a lot of trading things like that. I think he's a black belt and everything. But he talks a lot about, you know, liking or admiring the way certain people fight, and Floyd Mayweather is one of them. He's not one of my favorite boxers, but he is one of my favorite fighters. What I mean by that is a fighter learns things and will adapt mid-fight. And that's what Floyd does. When Michael Jai White, the Spawn guy, when he broke down Floyd Mayweather's fight against Zab Judah is a real good boxer and really fast. He's known for getting knocked out and doing a chicken dance, but he's a really good fighter. They just always take that and replay that, and that's what he's known for. But he fought Floyd Mayweather and was actually getting the best of Floyd. As he was getting the best of Floyd, Floyd changed his tactics, and he made an adjustment to what Zab was doing. And when the round was over, instead of Jab making an adjustment and going back at Floyd, he never made the adjustment. So unfortunately, when somebody adjusts to you and you don't know what to do, and the fight just continues like that, there's only so many outcomes that can happen. If you go back and you even watch that Floyd against Zab Judah, you'll see what happened. And as Floyd is undefeated, you obviously know what happened. Zab was a dope fighter. I think he was from New York. People don't give him his credit. But again, any fighter that's in there, I give them credit. I don't necessarily give YouTubers credit, because you didn't go up the ranks of having to fight and getting no money, but you still putting everything on the line, and you doing that week after week after week after week. You training week after week. That's putting in the grind. When you a YouTuber, you just want to fight somebody because you challenge them, and you start disrespecting them and talking crazy to them. I ain't got no respect for that. I ain't got no respect for that. The only person that hates hard work is the person losing to a person that's putting in the hard work. So I admire hard work. Again, I admire the Kobe mentality. I admire what Mike was doing. I admire, that's called hard work. That's what we kind of known for. Hard work at adversity. So again, Canelo Alvarez right now is going to show the best of him. Because what do you do after a loss? What do you do after that? You know, a lot of people say he took losses at certain times but still won. Well, now you got a different kind of loss. How do you bounce back from that? Hard work. It's hard work. That's all it is. Terrence Crawford, hats off to you, my guy. You put in the hard work. You got you got the W that day. You get to walk around with that chain. Hats off to Canelo Alvarez, man. Keep your head up. Like I said, no disrespect. You know, you probably gonna get a lot of that talk from a lot of people talking about, I knew. No, there was no knockout, none of that. It was just a good fight. Hats off, to both fighters. It was Terrence time. It is what it is. Hats off to you, Terrence, man. You the champ. Keep going, man. Everybody talking about they want you to retire too. They want you to retire on top. I'm kind of torn about that, because I do want you to be on top. You are on top. And the last thing I want is to see anything like what happened to Roy Jones. Again, Roy Jones is one of my favorite boxers of all time. Time beats all men. All men. Nobody beats time. Time is undefeated. So again, I would hate for what happened to Roy Jones to happen to Terrence Crawford. Again, Roy Jones, great boxer. I even think he even worked with either Canelo or Terrence. One of them he worked with. So if you guys do the research on Roy Jones, amazing. Matter of fact, ironically, I think Roy Jones was robbed. A country cheated him and said their boxer beat Roy Jones, when Roy Jones beat this boxer up. He beat everybody. It wasn't like he was just specifically wanting to beat up on this guy. No, he just won the tournament. Well, this country didn't want Roy Jones to win it, so they gave him second place and gave their guy first place. Well, the boxer who actually they gave the gold place, he didn't even go into professional boxing. But what he did just this year, he gave back the gold medal to Roy Jones and apologized. I thought that was dope. Hats off to you, sir. Now you get to lift that burden off your shoulders. Because I know you was living with that, coming in second the whole time, but getting the first place medal, knowing you cheated a brother. You know what I'm saying? And that brother didn't even dog you. He didn't dog you because you didn't do it. That's what I'm saying. That's the respect level between men. Roy Jones never went after that boxer and said he was a coward or anything like that. No. He said he was cheated, though. He knew that was wrong. So for that man to give him back the gold medal, hats off to you, man. Respect to you, man. That's why I think Roy gave him the silver medal. Because he got the silver medal instead of getting the gold medal when he knew he won. But he gave the dude, like, bro, you earned it, bro. You were raw. To get to the Olympics is hard. People don't understand that. So, again, hard work is just rewarded. So, a lot of people, don't get their flowers until they gone. And that may even be this Korean dude. He may not get no flowers being overshadowed for, kind of robbing somebody. But no, you should get some flowers regardless, because you made it. You actually were there. You had to beat some people to even fight against Roy Jones. And then even against Roy Jones, he wasn't just dog walking you. You had a chin. If you guys go back and you watch the fight, it's a funny fight because Roy Jones is tagging him. And homeboy, you can see his legs go. But he'll just throw back, and Roy Jones will back up, and it just dodge a couple of punches. But homeboy is mad, like, you just made my knees talk. You're gonna make me go to sleep instantly. Oh no. He started throwing back and manning up. That's what it is, though. So, hats off to you, man. Hats off to Canelo again. Hats off to hard work. So, again, this is Seize the Day. Hard work pays off. That's another one of my slogans. I don't say it that often on here, but it is what it is. Or reactions from the peer. Because we're going to react to a lot of things, talk about a lot of things. That's what things is about. Communication and opinion. Not everybody's going to have the same opinion, but we all have a right to an opinion. Somebody can disagree with your opinion, but still you got one. So, shouts out to you. Hit the like button. You got more coming your way.